Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today is Monday afternoon and it's around 4:35. I'm just having my remaining herbal tea, 1.5 cup. I just had my plain biryani rice, removing the chicken pieces. Next time I'll tell him मुझे chicken pieces नहीं चाहिए. It was a really nice biryani. I enjoyed it and the quite good quantity. I like to brew my tea. How am I getting this shade? Do you like this shade of this lipstick? It's because I've mixed these two shades. Huda Beauty, which is very dry and matte. It is like a crayon. It is very dry. I wish they would make it a little more creamy texture, but it's very dry, super dry. So I said if they do some mistakes in cosmetics, they give it to the street vendors. So basically it's the same quality Huda, but dry. Now this is super glossy. This is Hibiscus. I don't know what is the name of this brand. Let me check out if I can see. Hibiscus. That's all it's written. I don't know what is the name of this lipstick. Absolutely no clue. It's some generic brand from the Body Shop. Look at me. All these years I didn't know it was the Body Shop. Sorry, but I really didn't know. Just now I saw this. Some generic brand. And that is super glossy. So the first shade is Huda, dry matte, red. On top of that, I just add the gloss of it. So you're getting this orangish kind of a shade, glossy, some sort of a shade which I don't know which color is this. And you know what is happening, because there's so much of my storage is full, and sometimes I keep deleting the videos which I've just recorded also. It's very strange. See, such a thick lipstick mark because it's very glossy. That is the reason why. Past 15 days around this time I was fast asleep like a sleeping beauty. My system was shutting down. Years of trauma, abuse, emotional, physical abuse. Making bad food is also an abuse. Making less food, making bad quality of food, using toxic language, using other people, flying monkeys to torture me, and years of all this turmoil. I enjoyed my breakfast with puran puli. When you subconsciously are looking for quality food, you will get quality food. When you promise yourself that you will eat quality food, you will eat quality food. And I've realized that dressing up well at home, even if you're at home and you're all dressed up and decked up, your whole day will go well, considerably well. This is what I realize. See, when I wear my nightie, I feel it's just for comfort level, but I feel very substandard. Nightie as in my home wear, simple. But when today I did not change, I said because I want to go out again in the evening, do a couple of errands. So I said I'll change and again wear it, and again I said no, let me be on high alert. So I kept sending few emails were there to be tackled. My brain was not functioning. It's gone on the freeze mode. practically numb. So I said I want to get back to my writing, back and forth. So that is happening. Then I'm having my food which I never used to have, and I've cut down on all the packed foods and cut down on things, unnecessary diet. I'm very happy with my tomato plant. I used to eat a lot of raw tomatoes. Lots and lots of raw tomatoes. ड्यूरिंग मानसून आई स्टार्ट माई गार्डनिंग फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ जून में मेरा सारा पॉट्स फिर से, क्योंकि नाउ दे आर डूइंग पेंटिंग, तो पेंटिंग में मतलब नहीं बनता है उसको सजाने का, संवारने का, ऑल दैट पेंट से वो बेचारे, आई एम वंडरिंग अबाउट माई दीज लिटिल प्लांट्स, विल दे बी एबल टू हैंडल द टॉक्सिसिटी. Plus they are going here, there and everywhere, so they might just, I don't know, chop it off, or I don't know what they are going to do about this. So I feel very happy when I see my plants blooming and blossoming. Look at these companies. We think we are only indulging with petty thieves, but these huge big corporations are equally a thief. Be careful of cosmetic products and their companies. They can dupe you the way they do their jar and packaging and fancy text in English. Don't get carried away with all this. And such highly priced items are there. Let me see. Certain companies like this big multinational, they don't give email IDs. You have to fill a form to get to their customer service, and in that customer service form, once they filled, then they send you an email, and then there is an email ID. That's how they filter it. I don't know if I've heard about iHerb, they don't have an email ID. And the minute you log into their contact us, customs and taxes, indirect taxes and customs का page खुल जाता है. How stupid is that? Indian government wants to make money on visiting websites also, looks like so cheap there. They look such a गरीब government कि ना वो अपने जनता को हर चीज़ में cheat करना चाहते हैं, उनका पैसा ऐंठना चाहते हैं, हफ्ता वसूली, चिंदी चमार दिया. Nice color. In the name of modernity, they want to make things more and more ugly. Look at fashion. Instead of looking more appealing and beautiful, it is ugly. Look at the buildings. Recently, I visited a branded housing society, one of the huge ones, I don't know. See, in the West, people might like this, open kitchen with an island kitchen. Please, in Indian cooking is so terrible. You cannot understand. The food remains into that living room. It is ideally better to have a separate kitchen because there's a lot of storage space required for Indian cooking, pots and pans and masalas. It is not like Western that they are using only sparingly or stir frying it or something like that. When I see such houses, they depress me. First and foremost, the toilet and bathroom in the same vicinity with the bathtub really freaks me out. I don't know why people should be lolling in that bathtub. You just shower and finish it off. Now take a stool, have a stool and a बैठने के लिए a small stool and a big stool so that you can, it's very inconvenient. Bathing should be done to 10. You should not be loitering or wasting time in the bathroom, lolling, soaking yourself. You're living in winter countries. Do you all soak yourself in hot water, dipping yourself? I think that's very unhygienic way to, I don't know, that's my feeling. And then that toilet also there, and that basin is also there. Basin should be outside to wash your hands, and inside only bathing area, toilet separate. I don't want that big huge room with too many things in it. It really turns me off. It irritates me. It irritates me to no end. Because I don't use the basin to brush my teeth. Because I brush my teeth when I bathe. I do two things and I cannot stand there and keep doing this. It is one on two. So certain things really freak me out. Yes, we need a wash basin to wash our hands because I wash my hands frequently. So yes. Very depressing. Very, very depressing indeed. Kitchen should be like, if I don't know, even if I'll go to some other country also now, I'll be hunting for houses where I can renovate and make a separate kitchen, where there is a wall, proper kitchen. There can be a small little window to pass food or something, and the dining area and kitchen should be exclusive, but definitely not you can make the dining area together in the kitchen itself. That's another thing. If you have all the space and if the kitchen is out, if the dining table is outside, that's okay. Kitchen needs to have those walls, needs to have storage space, needs to have counters, sink. The pots and pans, which for Indian cooking is unlimited. And the masalas and the ingredients goes out of hand. And because people eat rice and all that and atta, they need big storage spaces. Not this. When I saw that place, I freaked out. I said, where are they going to keep their kitchen ingredients? Just some 4-5 shelves, and I said it's not going to fit all those things. Maybe for a couple, maybe they want people to eat outside, or they prepare very little meals which are simple like sandwiches or something. I have no idea. Doesn't work out with me. I'm not too happy with the attached bathrooms in the bedroom. I don't know, this is what I feel. Bathroom should be outside the house. Maybe my brain is very Indian, extremely Indian, and very traditional Indian. Maybe I'm also from the 17th century. I'm really not happy when I'm not too comfortable with all that. However fancy and beautiful the latest interiors are, they don't appeal to me. They do that to save space. You should see the construction of the 60s, 70s, 80s. Such massive houses, massive kitchen, massive living room, massive bedrooms, massive kitchens. Another thing which is irritating with people who have one bedroom hall is that they make kitchen into a room. How can you do that and have that kitchen in the passage? How stupid is that? Why are they giving you a kitchen? Because it is required. That's the reason why they give you a window, so the fumes go out and then you can put the exhaust over there. Disgusting. There needs to be an exhaust. Indian cooking is very, very full of know, deep frying, ye wo. Since my kitchen platform is to the window, I don't need so much of exhaust because it goes automatically all the fumes. But you need to have, if you're doing deep frying, you need to have the this. Or if I was cooking continuously, I had to keep the exhaust on. Otherwise, it circulates in the entire house. For Indian cooking, such a kitchen is a disaster. Now, if people want to adopt Western lifestyle and Western food, good for them. Maybe it is functional. When I see Japanese old homes and when I see space, I feel very happy. But when I see one on the top of the other and rickety stairs, and they have that tatami room with those mats are very interesting though. But one on top of the other is not an ideal situation. Always look out for a flat house where your bedroom, even if you have only 3 bedroom, it's okay. But it's a flat house rather than climbing on the top. That's if you want to add another story, but otherwise that limited space should be more than. Another thing is that people feel very proud about tiny houses in the Western countries. Y'all are so pathetic that you can't even afford a housing for yourselves, and then y'all call developed nation. Then there are people feeling very proud living in 200 square feet, and they're saying, I said, even poor people live like this over here. I know. Then they say, oh, we are struggling for what? In developed countries, even basic needs are not taken care of. Very sad, very sad. They just make this housing crisis purposely so that they trouble us, these governments and all these huge corporations, so that they can sell their products, housing products, and making land inaccessible. If the population is shrinking and very few people are taking up your, what is the point of making this tower, especially in Bombay? Towers, why do you need towers? Whatever is available, that is also going vacant. The sale movement, there is no movement unless and until somebody from these small towns come and migrate over here. I have no clue. Or somebody who has got plenty of money to waste and buying so many more properties. And these towers are really ugly. They're like matchbox houses, so small, ugly. Who needs a swimming pool? Who needs a gym? Other people can join somewhere else. You just need a good parking space, which is not stealth parking. That's all you need. You don't need that gym and spa and the swimming pool, and kids need a bit of play area. That's it. What else do you need? You need a balcony to hang your clothes, to dry your clothes. In India, we have to dry our clothes outside. You have to dry your clothes in the sunlight, including your innerwear. They have to be properly sterilized by this sunlight. That's the reason why the quality of clothes remain well. I do hand wash and sunlight. No, this quick. Okay, if it's a washing machine also, it's a quick drying, but sunlight. Imagine me staying in some Western countries and hanging those clothes. I do it in my backyard. A huge compound and anybody not growing any kind of food, flowers and trees and all, and everything is so boring because of standard look. Rather take a property where there is no such rules and regulation. I'm fond of my pots and plants and pots. These people are not even allowed to have any ponds and plants because it's going to uglify that, because when you water down the plants, all that red mud from the pot keeps dripping all over, so they're not allowed to have any plants. Whoever has kept a plant has kept a plant, but generally they don't allow it. Depressing houses. They only look aesthetically nice, but they're not actually functional. Not really. But to save space, they've made it only in such a way that there is no way you can do any renovation in them. Or when they are building, you can just request the builder ki bhai, this is my plot and please can you do it differently. Can you give me a kitchen with walls, and can you can you give a, oh, one thing I liked is that there was a place to keep the shoe rack and to keep the shoe outside, like it was a space and then there was a door. That is also a good idea. In India we have to keep our shoes outside, chappals outside. पच्चर पच्चर करके शूज़ पहन के अंदर आए ना, तो मैं तो वहीं पे ऐसे ढेर हो जाऊंगी. Whatever, none of my business. I say that and then I make it my business. When I am taking my head bath, I always take my plastic that it is made of heavy plastic, high density plastic. I don't know what is it called. It's called pat in Marathi, and in Konkani it's called pat. Means it is a small stool which is just a little elevated above the ground, where you sit and eat your. When you sit down, you use the pat, especially to eat food and all. You sit on that pat and eat. Or you have that part while cooking food and all. People sit in the kitchen when there used to be chulas down, or nonetheless even if the chula is not down, this part is there because they sit on that and they cut vegetables and all, and generally sit on that. I hope you understand, because this is plastic one which I have, on this which I sit down and have like. So I wash my this under running water, so I take this along with me. You have to sit down and generally take bath. Generally, especially your head bath. They make it very mesmerizing that a person is standing and lathering the head and all that. Head bath generally. Unless and it's a quick shower and quickly have to be freshened up, then it's a different thing. But otherwise it's that way. Running water. Not even a shower. Running water tap. That's how I get this result. Because the pressure in the shower is really, really terrible. And bucket water, that bucket taking not shower, but using the bucket and another container to. That's how we Indians take bath. I don't know now how people take bath, but that's my old school ritual which I follow, and I'm comfortable with it, because I'm not too comfortable something just pouring over me. It's okay if it is pouring over me if there's plenty of water, and I think it's a waste of water, frankly. So use your bucket and use your container. That is more better. Wastage. So if there's plenty of water in some people's houses and then you're doing shower, it's okay. Down south there's shower in everybody's house, but bucket is also used, and then they have that big hot water. They are obsessed with taking bath with hot water in the evenings. I don't know. Before they used to do labor jobs, so then that's another thing, like a therapy. But now people don't even lift a finger. They are so lazy and they want to have hot water bath. Stupid. Who takes bath in the night like this, in the evening? And that also hot, because that also it is brass or copper. Big pot it is, which wood fire say they heat it, because that water is a different level of heat. Then they have a heater also. Then they have cold showers also. I could not handle that. I used to do my old school ritual, getting up early in the morning and taking a shower in cold bath. I tried myself to take bath in hot water, and that I it didn't agree with me. That was my third or fourth bath maybe of the day. I tried to, but it didn't agree with me. I was a waste, because there generally people have two or three bathroom. Outside there is also a bath where they hot water bath they have, or sometimes they have inside the house. That is the traditional one, and the modern one. Two three bathrooms everybody has. Nowadays all western kind of things, fancy faucets, fancy basins, fancy things are there. Fancy beauty products in the bathroom itself, like imported stuff and all. Taking bath in the shower, especially in the summer season, it's fun. But during rainy season and all, you cannot, because the water is like icy cold. As I said, you've got plenty, because we live in Bombay, so we value water. Those people, for them, what there is a well, bore well, and some spring, something is there. So there's a lot of underground water. So they waste it. They actually waste a lot of water. You should see when their tank fills, so much of water is wasted. I don't know whether they are doing rainwater harvesting or something. I have no clue. Lots of water is wasted. Then, which goes back to their plants, no doubt about it. But still, they do this, wasting water. And over there now, roadside properties are the most premium properties, prime locations. Anything roadside, the minute they come to know that your house is roadside, like touching the road or near the road, oh my god, you are like a royalty over there. Your highness, roadside property, because people have properties inside. So anything prime location, like the bus is there, bus stop is there, vehicles are coming in, which is so noisy and irritating for them. That's a prime location. Or they'll have houses middle of nowhere, which is surrounded by jungles, but now they're cutting down all the trees and all, making it flat and putting up some other vegetation or something. But generally it is in middle of nowhere sometimes, and then you wonder what are they doing here in the middle of nowhere. I'm very old school in many things. You can say even I belong to the 17th century, but maybe because of many good reasons, because of sustainability, frugality, Indian mindset, old customs, and living in Bombay. I hope you understand a lot of things are like this, which has shaped me. So I don't like anybody wasting food, water, wasting anything. It really irritates me. Why are you wasting it? Why do you take so much? Eat. That's what I like Japanese. They only eat as much as they want. They don't waste it. Only those small portions, they finish it off and they say thank you. They bow down their heads. So they'll be very freaking out, like restaurant with people wasting food, because to make that food is such an effort. I would probably like hitting the roof anybody wasting. I saw a lot of food wastage in South. Over here also people waste. They just get so much and they waste it. Even these poor people who had no food to eat waste. Bitches. Come here and see at the mandir. All these women are all sitting there begging. Begging as in full-time job it is, from morning to evening. From that they will not even spend one penny, and they live this rotten life, and then they are millionaires. There's so much of money they have good flats, they have tons of money in the bank or in the post office, and then they die a rotten life, like some kind of a filthy rat kind of a life they live, and then they're dead. This building in front of me, so-called high society, they're very stupid. One of them has put their to dry the clothes high on the top. That means you have to climb the stool to put your clothes on the top. You're so stupid, which is so dangerous. Rather, whatever you are, you can just put some ropes like this, right, or or some sort of a system. Some of them are very silly. These so-called educated, it seems. It's so dangerous. You're living on a high floor, and you can slip any moment just because you're drying. You're not out of the window, but you can slip and fall down because of the stool, right? You have to climb the stool to dry your clothes. That is so stupid. Yeah, people do that. I am looking really nice. When your mind and body and soul is rested and you're at peace, you look nice. I hope you understand some certain things. Maybe people don't tell you on the face, but customs and cultures differs in different places. Like, say, I can understand how it is. They might not say anything on the face, but they'll be like, just don't do this." I understand that feeling. I can understand that feeling. I remember when I went down south many years ago, 15 years ago, to this ashram, and foreigners could not sit down and have that vegetarian food. Were they using banana plant leaves? Sometimes they used to use, and sometimes they used steel plates because we have to wash them and keep them. So they used to sit anyhow. So, and that is like a scandalizing thing for an Indian. When you're sitting down and eating a vegetarian meal, it has to be, you need to respect it you have to do it in a better manner, which I can also understand that they are very uncomfortable. Then I was watching a Japanese video. One foreigner couldn't sit properly because, see, when they're sitting, when Japanese are sitting, they're sitting in a low stool. The food is kept on a low stool, and they're sitting in Vajrasan when they're eating food. Actually, it's a yoga position to get better digestion. When you're eating food, you have to sit down so that it's digested better, right? It's like, yeah, you're giving your time to food, you're respecting food. So this is how they sit and eat their food, which I saw, which is ideally we sit in a lotus position, they sit in the Vajrasan for better digestion. This is all making sense, right? The other fellow was little uncomfortable, so his legs were like in a different manner, so it looked off putting. Now that other Japanese person guy who was there with him, male, he was just tolerating him because he understands maybe he is a foreigner and he cannot do this, which I understand, because they're used to sitting on a stool because of their winter countries, because they have to sit down because of whatever good reason. So culture differs, and yes, curries have very strong flavor. If it doesn't match with your stomach, don't eat it. Don't eat spicy food which doesn't match with your system. Now suppose I am not too fond of all that anchovies and oyster sauces and some things which I definitely will avoid. I am not too fond of those watery soups. Maybe they might be good, maybe I'll try once in a while, I'm not too fond of all that fish and pork at the moment, but once I start living in some culture, maybe I'll be used to it. See, it takes time, like all such things take time. Maybe eventually I might like some of those things, eventually I'll be adapted. But I don't know, sometimes I'm watching so much about Japan, sometimes I feel that my body is in India, but my spirit is in Japan. It's like I'm living in those houses because I want those beautiful houses, abandoned houses where I can repair, and then I think, okay, I can do this, I can do that, and I will do this. Those wooden houses and those French window kind of sliding doors, the tatami mats. I don't know, my heart and soul. It's like I want to have a house over there also, but hopefully it is in the countryside, like countryside. I would prefer a countryside, or a small town house. Country house is much better, and if it is a small town, I hope it's near the beach or something of that sort, away from civilization. Then I'll become crazy away from civilization because I'm living in Bombay. But I would enjoy that life. But internet comes after 3 months over there. Wi-Fi. As long as their phone Wi-Fi is better, it's okay, I guess. Then I'll learn a bit of Japanese. Little bit, hang around with them. But Italy seems more friendly than the Japanese. Both the countries look very appealing to me, Mediterranean and Oriental. Let's see. But I'm more keen on the Oriental. Countryside, not the city. City with all that digital and all those kind of things, fancy things don't really appeal to me. Maybe I would do train travel. Yeah, I would love to try travel in their bullet trains and do train travel. What else? You should have nurturing hands, in the sense, whatever you do, like what the food you do should be blessed. Whatever you touch has a lot of blessings. I hope you understand. You should have profound effect on people's lives, that they meet you and there should be a recall value. Your character, your personality should be so enhanced and illuminated, radiance. They should radiate, and it comes from within. Okay, guys, I'll just wind up. It's going to be 40 minutes, and I want to keep this 40 minutes long video as it is. Sometimes I don't want to do anything with the videos, only unless and until. Please let me know how do you all find my long videos. I make it into three parts or 4 parts depending upon the length sometimes. Do let me know, give me your feedback. Take care of yourself, and please show love by like, share and comment. At least like it. I don't see any comments except for a handful of them. Like, share, subscribe. Make it 1,000 this year. Please, it is just stuck in 800s. Please make it something out of it. 1,000 subscribers. Okay, now I'm winding up. Take care of yourselves. Bye.